Hello everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy VI Advance. This is the thejonnymar, and I figured I would start this episode by showing you what happens at the Opera House if you don't do things correctly. So we're going to do some Opera House hijinks to start off. So pick the wrong answer and... and you mess up. And then you get sent outside and you have to go back in and redo it. After getting a little bit of a scolding from the impresario. So you get 3 chances to succeed at this. So if you mess up 3 times, then unfortunately you do get a game over. And Locke scolds you a little bit too. Now, what happens if you hit the wrong switches? So we have 3 switches over here on the left. So if you hit the right one, you get sent down onto stage. And you jump out through the crowd. As you notice, the clock is still ticking. So you lose all that time and you have to go back up to the room with all the switches. And there are 2 other switches you can throw. Each of them does something different than sending you down onto stage. Interestingly enough, you have to hit that switch later in the game. And I will mention that when we get to that point. So if you hit the middle, turn the lights out, and what about the left one? A dog. And the last thing I'm going to show you is what happens if you run out of time. One. Uh-oh. Bombs away. Ah, poor Celeste. Well, and then you have to start over again, so let's continue on. So in my last episode, we finally reached the southern continent, which is the home of the Empire. And there are 3 cities on this continent that have been taken over by the Empire. Albrook, Zen, and Miranda. So basically, what you can do is go around to each of the cities, and I'm going to restock a little bit and check out the item selection. But you can learn a little bit about what's been going on over the last, certain number of days as the Empire's been slowly expanding and taking over cities. And we get a first-hand account of what impact that hostile takeover has had. So we'll head into this pub here, and we get some pretty jazzy music. And of course, the soldiers think they own the place, and woo! Look at all the women. I guess this is the closest thing that this game has to a strip joint. Maybe more of a burlesque house. I guess you are busy. I think I've had a bit too much schmink. Yes, if you're talking like that, that's probably the case. Grab this elixir. And it's the little things sometimes. Notice how the sound got quieter when I entered the next room over. We have 1 new relic here, an amulet. So I'll grab one of those because they prevent zombie or undead status. And this guy mentions that the enemies in this area are more susceptible to magic compared to other enemies. Now you can't get to the port. You will be back in Albrook later in the game, and that port will become important. But for now, the last area I want to take us into is the weapon shop. There's a couple new weapons available. Nothing incredibly valuable, but there is a new sword for Celeste so that she can use her runic ability again. And interestingly enough, there's stuff for Shadow. And this guy tells you about 2 Ultima weapons that were forged during the War of the Magi. And they were called Atma weapons in the original translation. One of them is an actual sword that you get, and the other is a enemy, a very powerful enemy. Now, if you do want to recover, you can head back into the airship there, and there's a attendant who will fully recharge your party. And make sure you re-equip Celeste, because obviously she was out of our party for quite a while. So you want to make sure she's learning spells again and is fully equipped. And let's head towards the Empire. We're going to skip the actual Imperial City for now and head to both Zen and Miranda to see what's available. There is also an Imperial base to the east on the far right side of this continent, but you can't really do much there now. It does open up later in the game, and you can get some pretty awesome items there. Now, these Jokers are dangerous because they have second level magic, so if you don't kill them off quickly, they can actually take out one of your party members, just like that. Good thing I stocked up on Phoenix Down. Come back to the living, Locke. You know, I've noticed during this playthrough that this game really gives you a lot more MP than the original version. I think in the SNES version, your characters only had around 100 MP when they were at this level, and in this game they have close to 150. That's amazing. I guess they really want you to use more magic. So we need to get Sabin up a level here, because at his next level up, he will actually learn a new blitz. And that blitz is actually a multi-target attack called Fire Dance, or at least that's what it was called. And we're going to be fighting a lot of groups of enemies, so his single target blitzes aren't as useful. But I'm not going to grind on camera. I will do that off camera, so you guys don't have to worry about that. And in fact, once we get up to... learning some magic. Once we get up to Zen, we're actually not going to have to do any random battles because there's some chocobos around that we can hitch rides with. And I do want to move the flash up because I accidentally used an auto crossbow attack during that last battle. And there is no reason to do that. The flash is much more powerful at this point. So head north here to Zen with the T. Ooh, and we get the Dons. Now they have a rare steel called the Tiger Mask. Wow, and I just got it. That's amazing. I've had some pretty good luck this playthrough with some of the rare steals. So these pooches aren't horribly difficult, but they do pack a punch. With some good alliteration there, pooches packing a punch. But this Aura Bolt should take him out. Alright, so let's head into Zen, and Celeste learned fire. Sweet. And I think Locke just leveled up, so I can take Kate Sith off of him, and I think Sabin's the next one near a level up. Yep. So I will put Kate Sith on him so that he gets a boost to magic. And here's Zen. We find out the Empire's been forcing people in these occupied cities to enter their military. Because nothing breeds devotion like a occupied force. The Guardian. Yeah, that is a nasty enemy. We're going to be avoiding that. Is he the one jumping on the railing over there? Gate. That old man is actually referring to, and I'm going to equip the Tiger Mask here. is actually referring to the Esper Gate that we learned about earlier when we were in Zozo with Terra. And that cave is actually on this island. We just can't get to it yet. But soon, dear viewers, soon. Let's lasso us up a chocobo so we can head over to the last city, Miranda. And if you remember correctly, Miranda was the town that was mentioned by Cyan when he met Celeste back in Narshi. And apparently Celeste was involved in the destruction of Miranda, so we'll get to see, how bad that destruction was. Wonder if the town is still standing. What do you think? Hint, we probably wouldn't be going there if it wasn't. There's got to be something. And in fact there is. The town is still here, just looking a little worse for the wear. It's got a couple items to grab, a holy water, and actually it has the best weapon and armor shop available at this point. So we can pick up the Mithril Mail, which is the best armor for Edgar. It's not available in either of the other two cities. And if you don't have green berets, you can actually also purchase them here. And then in terms of weapons, it also has the... Well, let's talk to this old woman first. Yeah, that sucks that they're forcing people to fight for them. And apparently sanctioning dogfights. But the weapon shop has the best spear available and also a boomerang for Locke. So we will equip that. No real reason to get the spear for Edgar, because again, he doesn't really attack. Just uses his tools. Not a big fan of dog fighting. Kind of cruel. Yeah, you must be able to do whatever you want. Now, this house up here is actually the location of the girlfriend of that wounded soldier from back in Mobliz. So she will be involved with the letter quest we're going to do a little bit later once we get free reign of the airship. And they changed the dialogue of these two down here. In the original translation, instead of him chasing her asking to marry, she was actually chasing him and asking to be married. So that's pretty much it for the three towns. Not a ton going on. So let's saddle up another chocobo and head back to the Imperial City. There is quite a bit going on in the Imperial City. Now, ultimately, our goal is to break into the Magitech research facility. Because if you remember, Ramu mentioned that some of his fellow Espers were being held there against their will. And we want to free them to see if maybe we can have them help us as we attempt to sabotage the Empire in their quest for world domination. So that process is going to take a little bit. To end up this episode, what I'm going to do is show you how to get a free heal. If you head into this little shack here, it will ask you to pledge loyalty to the Empire. If you refuse, you get attacked by a couple weak enemies, the guards from the beginning of the game. And once you defeat them, the old woman actually will now heal you for free. Sweet. So in my next episode, we will take on the Magitech facility. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.